Zombie apocalypse.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be covering the most controversial Roblox YouTubers that have been recently exposed. And before we get into this, I want to thank you for the support recently. It means the world to me. And I'm going to be starting to make more content like this, which mean uploads will be slower, but yeah, let's just get into this. And before, I've already put it in the intro, but strong trigger warning if you have go to the intro, look at the trigger warnings I put there. If you are sensitive to any of these, please click off now, because some of the stuff I will be covering in today's video is utterly disturbing. So yeah, let's get into this. So to start the list off, before I said, every single people I will cover, or every single person I will cover in this video has good reason to be hated. But starting off our list for the most controversial and hated Roblox YouTubers, we do have CapCut. For people who don't know who CapCut was, he was a very popular Roblox commentary YouTuber. I knew him from the whole drama that he had with another controversial YouTuber, Lisa Gaming Roblox. But in, I think it was 2024, 2023, I've not done my research, but I watched so many videos covering this that it can't etch to my memory. But in 2023 or 2024, CapCut was exposed for being emotionally abusive towards his ex, another fellow YouTuber known as Narpy. Now, for people who don't know who Narpy is, I think he does similar content. He's a Roblox commentary YouTuber, I think, as well. And they were in a relationship, I believe, when Narpy was 16 or 17 and CapCut was 20. And it's a bit of an odd age gap, that, I won't lie. And CapCut, he was very sexual towards Narpy. Some of the stuff he said was disgusting. I'll put DMs here now. And yeah, some of the stuff he was saying was absolutely abhorrent. Like, it's really disgusting, some of the stuff he said. And going into, he made one of the worst apology videos I've ever seen in my life, or one of the worst like covering it up videos, because he pretty much downplayed the entire situation, did not really take that much accountability, and it got that much backlash to the point where he had to delete the video and make a community post, which I'll put on screen now. And it's just stupid. It's honestly ridiculous. And yeah, it's one of the worst cases I've seen. And Narpy wasn't the only one he was emotionally abusive with, and it turned out CapCut was grooming, or he was grooming a minor who was 16, while I believe he was still 20 or 19. Now, there are videos of the minor being at CapCut's house with CapCut on his bed, and I'm not sure if anything happened there, but it's just a bit of an odd situation. And CapCut at this point had only known the girl for less than a month, or known this person less for a month, I don't know the gender. And going into it, like reading into some of the stuff that he did, it would took 2 days after contacting this person for the first time for CapCut to start getting sexual with them. He was saying stuff really badly, and some of the screenshots I am going to be getting from towards this information will be coming from Parlo's video. Parlo was a big inspiration for this video. He covers a lot of this stuff, so Parlo was he told me where I get most of the source and information from. But yeah, CapCut just utterly abhorrent, and recently he's been he's been obsessively emailing Narpy, the YouTuber who I mentioned earlier, trying just to make amends. And just like, here's some of the screenshots now. I'll put them on screen, like across it, and it's just ridiculous. And it's really odd. I especially feel for Narpy in this situation, because I think he was getting a lot of blame when it all started. CapCut originally put a thread or a statement out on Twitter quote-unquote exposing Narpi for his quote-unquote abusive behaviour. And neither party were in the right in this relationship. I'm not saying that at all. But Kaneko Kittenwood certainly were. So that's why I feel bad for Narpi in this situation. He got a lot more of the blame, while Kaneko Kitten was just a million miles worse. So yeah, Kaneko Kitten, just a fucking disgusting human being. Next up on the list, we're going to be talking about Fave. Fave, also known by his real name Kenneth, or Kenneth Brendan Shook, I think his name was, who was a very prominent Roblox YouTuber, and his behaviour was actually prominently known it was even called out in 2016 by the Roblox YouTuber Data Raven, but the entire incident was actually pretty much ignored until January 2021, 5 years after it originally got called out. Snapchat messages from Fave were leaked where he would message a minor just describing some of the stuff he was going to do to them, which is just disgusting. Just don't do that, please, because that is foul. And he made a response on Twitter about the controversy, pretty much just saying all the allegations were fake. Kind of ironic now, saying that it wasn't his Snapchat account and someone was impersonating him. But in September 2021, Parlo made a video about how Faye pretty much got away from the situation, and when Parlo made his video, that's when Faye dipped and just stopped making content, stopped uploading on social media, and overall just disappeared from the internet for a good while. And some of the stuff he did is some of the most disgusting I've seen on Roblox. And my god, it is just awful. I believe I'm not sure whether he did eventually get arrested for his behaviour, but yeah, we'll put some of them, like I said, trigger warnings as well. If you're sensitive, this next topic is going to be one of the most disgusting things I cover on YouTube for me, and I might have to censor some parts out. Before I eat, some of the stuff I'm going to be saying during the topic is disgusting, and I'm probably going to be feeling ill, so we're going to be covering Ribs. Now, Ribs was an Australian animator on Roblox, where she would make her animation and machinima videos with posting her first ever one in 2021, and she was getting quite popular until September 11, 2023. Hawks, a person on Twitter, made a tweet about Ribs, accusing her of allegedly grooming and sending explicit images for a 15-year-old boy at the age of 18 and 19, and he also linked a documentation about the allegations against Ribs. And I'm going to put some of the DMs here, but one of the thing that makes me feel sick is with the messages with the minor, she claimed that she wanted to whip out her own ovaries, and that she would let the minor finish inside of her. I'm going to put the screenshots in now, but my god, this is one of the worst things I've ever had to... I've done research about all of this, and it is one of the worst things I've ever had to read in my life. When I read it for the first time, I'm feeling sick now. And when I read this for the first time, I genuinely was sick. It was just disgusting to read. And Ribs, Rib beforehand all this came out, started posting on her community tab saying she hopes all her viewers die, wishing bad mental health, she was just basically saying she wished all her viewers would die, and it led to her having a mental breakdown on a Discord call, which I'll put in a clip from now. But yeah.
No, you're not. You're being tone deaf. Are you listening? Help!
I am. I'm a dickhead because I'm saying what you have done. What you've actually relayed.
You're being oh my god! I got this guy! No! You?
Okay? Even a 10-year-old in this chat, which obviously I don't want them on Discord, but if we were to get one, I bet you they would say that they were hurt by what you said.
Look, I've said it and I'll say it again. I don't care. Like, you're trying to make me feel like I should care, but I don't.
Ribs, you are a fucking vile human being for the stuff you said. Right, so the next YouTuber I'm going to be talking about is Notive. Now, Notive was a Roblox animator just like Rib, made similar content, and he was very popular to the point where he even got praise from arguably the king of Roblox animations, Oblivious HD, right? And going into September 2022, everything was going fine. Then Notive got exposed for his sexual and degenerative behaviour towards minors. Now, I'm going to put some DMs here now of stuff he was saying, which, again, it's one of these things that just makes me feel sick inside, and, yeah, here's the proof. And even at one point in his career, Notive was exposed by his then girlfriend for his NSFW addiction to Roblox content under his other alias, which I'll put in now because I can't pronounce it. But yeah, Notive was just an utter degenerate. He was just some of the stuff, and now at the end of it, I'll add the DMs and shit of him. So the next one, but the YouTuber after this is single-handedly worse than Ribs, worse than Notive. I'd argue the worst of the bunch that I'm going to be covering today. The final YouTuber I'm going to be covering in today's video is Teledish, also known as Toothy. Now, Teledish was a German YouTuber who started his channel in July the 7th, 2018. And his channel got shut down in September 20th, 2021, after in August of 2021 he was exposed for being a pedophile by forcing minors to send naked pictures of themselves to him on Discord. And he forced them to send pictures, with telling them how good it would be if they gave him a blowjob. And he even controversially said that his girlfriend at the time was very mature for her age, which was still very odd. So in September 2021, he got forced off the website. But then he came back at Toothy in November of 2021. 2 months after getting his first channel terminated, he started at Toothy, and it took until September the 8th, 2024 for him to be exposed at Teledish by the YouTuber known as Attacker V420 in a video posted on September the 8th, 2024, revealing that Toothy was in fact Teledish. And the reason why was because Toothy gave Taka V420 his analytics on YouTube Studio, which included the keywords Teledish, Kello, and Pino being blocked from being used in his comment section, as he didn't want his true identity to be revealed. Taka delayed the video of him exposing him due to the fact that he didn't want to have blood on his hand, because he was fearful that if he released the video, Toothy would have committed suicide if he were to be exposed at the time. And it took a while, and there were even controversial YouTubers, which I'll now put on the screen, that helped cover up Toothy's identity. So yeah, Mini Bloxia, It's Matty, Rainway and Inheg all knew about the fact that Toothy was Teledish, and even some of them were friends with Teledish around the time he got exposed. But the thing that shocked me the most when I did research was the fact that It's Matty employed Teledish as an editor. Now again, I got all this information from Parlo and another YouTuber known as Ducky, but yeah, It's Matty employed Teledish as an editor for his channel after he got exposed as being a pedophile, and even used his already big enough channel at the time to boost Toothy's channel by putting his video in the end card for it, which is just absolutely vile in itself. So yeah, those four are just fucking disgusting human beings, and it shocks me that they were allowed to get away with this for this long. So yeah, that's the entire thing I know about Teledish right now. that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more content like this in the future, I'll gladly do more. I love you all. Thank you all for watching today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, great week. I love you all, and peace out.